We're good at that. Welcome, everybody, to another Rev Talk. I'm down in California again. It's 70 degrees and beautiful, blooming plants. We're at home in Washington. It is snowing, and you have snow now, don't you?
Actually, no, I don't. It actually
Oh,
it actually got warmer here. It was in the 50s. It's supposed to be in the 50s like the next 2 days. We're supposed to get rain.
oh,
The temperature's going to drop again, but I I don't know if you get these I think it's from Microsoft. One of
there.
them where it says, "Oh, your pictures for this day."
Oh, yes.
Like a year ago. And so I got that and I looked, and last year at this time I had snow, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have snow.
Well, you'd asked for help from that. You didn't want to shovel this year.
I know I did ask, and thankfully I've gotten it so far. So yay.
Yeah. So it is a blessing because
It
there's
is.
plenty of water. We have plenty of water.
Yep, that's good.
So we don't need the snow belt.
Absolutely.
Forgot to say what we're going to talk about. We were
Oh,
going to talk about today, when do we know that we're an adult and we're responsible for what choices we make?
oh,
When will our parents let us know that? When will our siblings let us know it? Or do we just know when that happens? Because we all need to adult and we all are responsible for ourselves and nobody else.
ha ha ha.
I shouldn't say nobody else.
I was gonna say, in a perfect world, we all recognize our own sovereignty, and we all recognize that we're supposed to be adulting ourselves. In a perfect world. This
So
is not
said.
this is not a perfect world. And I think it's like anything else. There is it is a gradual thing. It's a learning process because there are some children that in their circumstances have had to grow up very quickly. And so for them, adulting is all they know. It's wanting to be a kid that is tough for them. Then there are those who kind of adult as they go. I think I'm kind of learning I'm kind of learning that for me.
You're a slow boomer.
I am a slow boomer. I fully admit that. It's been fun, and then all of a sudden you get hit with a couple of things like, I gotta be a big person. I don't want to be a big person. I don't want to do this. So I've been kind of doing the foot stomping thing for a little bit recently. And it can be difficult when the dynamic of family comes into play with that too. There are those that feel they need to intervene. Basically, what you and I have talked about, it's a matter of they're uncomfortable with your
You
decision.
growing up.
Well, or yeah, or you growing up, yes, or your decisions. They don't agree with it. And I think you and I have said this before. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. You do, however, have to honor it because it is their life and it is their choices. And that is probably one of the greatest forms of love you can give to another person by honoring their choice. And again, you don't have to like it and you don't have to agree with it. You do have to honor it. And that can be challenging where there can be that conflict that comes into play.
I remember in all my studies, I was one of my studies was it's called Lemurian Fellowship. And we learned the basic 12 virtues. We learned how to analyze them and what we were doing to ourselves and others around them. But in their classes, they believe that at the age of 20, you were then responsible for your soul. So whatever choices you make, you're responsible. Where, like in society, 18 for a female and 21 for a male, you can grow forward, but they believed it was 20. And they wanted to see that as you were raised, you were capable of supporting yourself or knew how to. You could support others if you were wished to take care of, like your elders.
Mm-hmm.
And you would know how to acquire or grow your own to survival instincts. And those were all things they taught in all our book learning. And they didn't go overboard or anything. It was just basic stuff. But it's always stuck with me because I see so many children, and I think the statistics were over 60% of children that are adults, 20 and above, still live at home.
Mm-hmm.
And why? And then I think, well, the roles have changed, and the parents don't want to let go, so they don't have to. And why would you leave if you had a place to live and food on the table? You don't have to learn your other basics, how to take care of yourself, how
Well,
to survive.
I think that's true with some of them. I know my neighbors, their boys are still with them and they are in their 20s. They're still there. It is more difficult nowadays for them to find places to live that they can afford when they're starting out with their jobs. So the other one is still going to college, that kind of thing. But
See, those to me are acceptable reasons. It's when they're 30, 40 years old. I think,
living in their parents' basement is
yes, yes, that I cannot understand. Of course, some of the basements are better in my house,
I know, right? Some of them are done up really nice. No, I think, and again, this is it's such an evolving dynamic with the generations that are coming up and the ones, that we've been a part of and the things that we've learned that they don't learn. And you were saying, about them learning how to pay their bills and do all of that. That one of the things that I read just the other day was what one of the advantages that we have that they no longer have is an analog clock. It's something that's actually very important cognitively to learn how to be able to read and visualize an analog clock. And I thought, that's really interesting. Yes.
we don't even think about that. But that's the same as reading because they have graphic novels now. They
Right,
don't have verbiage.
right. So
Wow.
it's it's one of those things where, like for me, all of a sudden realizing that I have to be a big person, it's a bit of a culture shock. Yes, I've been living on my own and I've been paying all my bills and I've been doing that. That has been just like the norm. It it's the making the difficult decisions that I used to, you
Put
know,
away.
ask everybody, ask everybody's opinion. And I had to stop doing that and I had to trust me. And that was scary. And it's also empowering. And it's something that, I've had to do. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, so this is what it's like to be an
To
adult.
be an adult.
I don't want to do this.
You took it that one step further, and that is exactly correct.
So
That
yes,
is it. It's growth.
it
That's what
is.
it's called.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And there's little Kimmy inside saying, I don't want growth. I don't want.
But little Kimmy can still play.
Oh yes. Yes, she does. Yes. You've got a healthy imagination. So
Yeah.
that's a good blessing there. But it is. It's you get those aha moments where all of a sudden like, okay, this is what this is. And then the angst with all of that kind of goes away. Like, oh, oh, okay, so that wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, so, okay, we can do this. You know, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Okay, we can do this.
You can. You can. And I think everybody can.
Oh,
Even if it's
absolutely.
one step forward and two back, you're still moving forward.
You're, well, and you're gaining knowledge that you didn't have before, a moment before, you know, a second before, days before, weeks before. You are not the same person you are today as you were yesterday or, you know, months ago. It is always a growth process, an evolving process.
That's right. So it is important to pat yourself on the back as you move forward.
Yes, it is. Oh, that is important. Very much so. To
Mm.
give yourself some kudos and to say, yeah, you know what? Okay, we did all right. You know,
You
that's
did it.
important. Absolutely. So what do you think, my dear?
I'm thinking we're adulting.
I think I think you're adulting and I'm kind of dragging my feet, but but it's all good.
Yes, it is. It's a forward path.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I want to thank you all for joining us on another Rev Talk and to remind you to be gentle with yourself and to be kind to yourself and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.